Hey, welcome to the walkthrough for the Släck, the Norse team that we're going to be starting off with. So in this video, it's just going to be a really quick walkthrough of the players that we have, what they're good at, and maybe just a quick run through of Norse. So, the Norse team are primarily armor value 7, as you can see, but what makes them quite unique is, unlike the other armor value 7 teams in the game, these guys kind of want to get up in your face and they want to hit things, which has made them the kind of glass cannon race in Blood Bowl. So yeah, they have a lot of they have a lot of starting skills that helps them with that kind of agenda. And then you level them up a bit further and you put lots of strength skills on them to help them bash even more. So the game plan is hit things, try and knock them out, cage up, that kind of stuff with the basher team. But they're not slow, they're primarily movement 6 and 7. So they're not quite like orcs, for example, that also want to fight but move much slower. So, okay, really quickly, let's go through the team. So the starting team that we set up with is kind of a risky one. We only have 2 rerolls and no apothecary. So no apothecary is the big one. We're primarily armor value 7. The apothecary is the first thing that we're going to get. So we're going to hope for 50 grand out of our first game. We're going to pick up the apo and hope that nobody dies in the first game. 2 rerolls, you'd rather 3, obviously, but 2 is not so bad considering the amount of block we have. Alright, so let's go through the team. So we have Kenty as our Yeti. So the Yeti is obviously a loner, it's a beast, comes with wild animal. But what makes him quite cool is he starts with claws. So he's going to be very useful against higher armor value teams. He also has disturbing presence, which is useful against passing teams. And he has frenzy, which is kind of a bit of a trap. At the start, because obviously he's loner and he doesn't have block, so frenzy can get us into quite a lot of trouble. But the idea is you try and get as many 3-die blocks with him, and if you're good enough, frenzy, if it doesn't work, you push into another 3-die block. So that's the goal. Skills that we're going to be looking to pick up on him, your typical guard, probably juggernaut to help with the frenzy. Obviously mighty blow is a big one. If we roll doubles, then block is absolutely massive, as it is on all beasts. Okay, so then we're going to our positionals. So we have I'm going to butcher this name, Ulfrunner. We have 2 of these. So these are the only strength 4 pieces that you get. We have the Yeti, who's strength 5. These guys are strength 4. The rest of the team is strength 3. They're also armor value 8, as is the Yeti. So these 3, the Yeti and the 2 Ulfrunners, are the more tanky of the roster. So yeah, well, I mean, obviously what makes these guys stand out is their strength 4. They're agility 2, so you're not going to be obviously playing much ball with them, but they're there to hit things, and they start with frenzy and no other skills, which is at the start terrifying. Kind of like the Yeti, when you have frenzy and you don't have a skill like block, it kind of can get you in a bit of trouble. Luckily, though, they have access to general without rolling doubles, so block is a very big pickup there. And strength, what I'll probably be doing with these guys is looking for guard first. The idea is they're strength 4, so they're going to be hard to hit around, and then putting them in positions where they can provide assists is going to be quite useful. So they're the 2 Ulfrunners. They're going to be interesting at the start. They're very, very dangerous to use, but you will be using them a lot because their strength 4 is just so handy. So that's Jaffa and Dynamic Sporadic. So then we've into our Berserkers. Berserkers are probably my favourite on the team. So they start with they're back to strength 3, movement 6, agility 3, back, and then we're down to armor 7. So we're going into the armor 7 part of the team now. These guys are just really, really nice. They're the kill pieces on the Norse team, which is funny to say when we just saw a Yeti and 2 wolf men. But the reason that these guys are the kill pieces is they already start with block and frenzy and jump up. So the way you kind of use these is you hit strength, you get mighty blow, and you get piling on. And that combos really well because they're safe to hit with because they've block. They can hit a lot of times because they've frenzy. And then when jump up, when you get it all done, you hit something, you knock them down with mighty blow. Hopefully you break their armor, and then you jump on them with piling on. And then next turn they just have jump up again. So piling on puts them on the ground, jump up brings them back up. And because they have access to strength, that's a very easy route to go down. So yeah, these guys are going to be my kill pieces. So it's going to be Andra and Peter. So yeah, hopefully these guys stay alive. They're on value 7, which is scary, but and they're going to be useful right from the off because they start with block and they start with frenzy and jump up. So they're fairly safe frenzy pieces, and because they jump up, if you're knocked down and the player doesn't move away from you, all you need is a 2+ to jump back up and hit things again. Okay, next position is the runner. So that's Cine. The runner is the ball carrier of the team. He starts with block and dauntless, and he's the fastest piece in the team with movement 7, and then strength 3, which is fine, agility 3, which is okay for a ball carrier, and armor value 7, which obviously isn't great. But he starts with block again, which is just so useful for a ball carrier, and dauntless, which, dauntless is nice. I'm not going to complain about it. Big thing about the runner is he's access to agility, so you can put skills like dodge on him. If you want to go down the passing route, you can do that. I like to put sure hands on him at the start because you're picking up on a 3+. We only have 2 rerolls, so just being able to use sure hands to get that extra pick up if we fail is just going to be really nice. So that's the plan. Trying to get him a early level up, get him sure hands, and then kind of don't really try to level him up after that. Once he has sure hands, block and dauntless, but sure hands and block, you're kind of happy out. You know, he's going to be the piece that'll run, pick up the ball, hold it for a while, and then try and make the pass off to the pieces that you want to score, like the Ulfrunners and the Berserkers. Okay, and that's a runner, and now we have the 5 linemen. So Jim, Tim, David, Nat, and Striker. So these pieces are just really nice as linemen. They 6, 3, 3, 7 is so movement 6 pretty much bang average, strength bang average, agility 3 bang average, armor value 7 is lower, but they start with block, so they're kind of like level 2 players already because block is obviously one of the skills that you'll always put on your linemen most of the time. A little bit of drawback for them is they only have access to general, so they can't get some nice lineman skills like guard. For example, they can't get dodge, so it's very difficult to make blodge linemen. So really just general. They're going to be useful. A lot of teams have kind of linemen who kind of just want to get in the way and provide assists and stuff, but a piece that has strength 3, agility 3, and starts with block, they're going to be quite useful pieces. So that is the team. The idea is to hit things with Kenty, Andra, Peter quite a lot. Jaffa and Dynamic Sporadic hit things when it's safe to do so. And then the linemen, obviously, they all start with block, which is really, really nice. Helps us bash things. Want to get a level up on Cine quite quickly to get him sure hands, and then we'll be focusing on Andra, Peter, Jaffa, and Dynamic Sporadic to get the levels up. Especially Jaffa and Dynamic Sporadic, they need block ASAP. So that's our team. So hopefully you'll join us for our first game. Thanks for watching.